to gather in this manner under your auspices, to gather to learn, to unlearn and relearn. And so I had informed them earlier that as part of your reform initiative, you've insisted, sir, that beyond learning, unlearning and relearning, the police force as it is today is one we now enjoy what we also refer to as training, untraining and retraining. Because we've insisted that training becomes a component, one that is entrenched, one that is reoccurring at every sphere, at every strata of the Nigerian police force. The IGP, sir, it is important to let you know that you have with us here the Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation, who is ably represented in this particular event by no other than Mrs. Oluwatosin Lawal. She's seated next to your right. She's the one representing the Minister for Information. Once again, you're most welcome. The IGP, sir, we also have the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Wadi Shaibu, who is ably represented in this particular event by Major A.S. Ajibola. Is the Army from the Army Public Relations Department. You're most welcome, sir. We also have with us here the IGP, the Chief of Naval Staff, Rear Admiral E.D. Abbas, who is ably represented by Navy Captain C.F. Omar, the Assistant Director, Media Operations. If that clapping is for the PRO here speaking, it will be okay, but it's for to recognize the presence of the person, then I'm sure we can do better. The IGP also, we have with us here this lovely morning, the Executive Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Mr. Olanipe Kuno-Lukoyede, who is ably represented by Mr. Wilson Owujaren, who is the Director of Public Affairs. The IGP, sir, we also have with us here the Controller General of the Nigerian Correctional Service, who is ably represented by Assistant Controller General Aminu Yusuf MNI. The IGP, sir, we also have with us this lovely morning the President and Chairman of Council, Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, Dr. Ike Neliako, Fellow of the National Institute of Public Relations, is ably represented in this particular event by a member of the council in the person of Dr. Ahmed Sajo, who is a fellow of the National Institute of Public Relations and the former Commissioner of Information at Damawa State Command. The IGP, I was thinking the President and Chairman will be here, sir. So I am an Igbo man, and his name is a very wonderful name. His name is Ike Neliako. Ike there is strength. Neliako means continuously you're enjoying wealth. So he has power. He also enjoys wealth. And unfortunately, he's not here. He's ably represented by another member of the council. I wouldn't know, sir, if you also have Ike and if you also Neliako as the president. But that is on the lighter mode. You're most welcome, sir. And the IGP, sir, we also have with us here this lovely morning the National Chairman, Police Community Relations Committee, PCRC, Alhaji Mogaji Ibrahim Olaniyan. But unfortunately, he's not here. We were told that he was caught up with something and he couldn't make it here. But he's ably represented by one of his national vice chairman, particularly the one representing the northern part of the country, is no other than Ambassador Wada Sadiq, Deputy National Vice Chairman, North. PCRC, service to the nation. You're most welcome, sir. And the IGP, sir, we know you're good at doing things very wonderful, like you want things to work out very well. As a matter of that, you've ensured that we have very seasoned and consummate resource persons who will be taking your PROs through this period. Like I said, training on training and retraining us, ensuring that we learn better, unlearn and relearn all of what we need to relearn. So you have very, very good hands that will be taking us through this training. One of them is no other than Assistant Inspector General of Police, AIG Tunji Alapini, retired. MPM MNI. He was once the first public relations officer, and what that means is that he's here to ensure that the yesteryear's experience is brought back to the memories of the current PROs, so we could learn better. You're most welcome, sir. And the IGP, sir, we also have here the one you know, that is a regular name that has always been with us in this event. A man that was there doing the job of the first public relations officer several times, for the multiple times, for the opt-in time, as much as you can count, is no other than the current provost, Police Public Relations Schools, Abuja, is one of the core resource persons we'll be having in this event, is no other than CP, Dr. Emmanuel Ojukwu, retired. And the IGP, sir, in the order of the resource person, we also have here from who is the National Treasurer and the editor, this day Nigerian Guild of Editors, is a resource person, is no other than Dr. Iyobosa Owojirin. I wouldn't know where you're seated, sir. You're most welcome. Please, may we clap to welcome him. And we also have as yet another resource person, the General Secretary, Public Relations Consultant Association of Nigeria, is no other than Mr. Hassan Abdul, NIPR. You're most welcome, sir. The IGP, sir, we have representative from International Alert, is here present, is no other than Dr. Kingsley Odo. Doc, you're most welcome. A round of applause to welcome him. And the IGP, sir, we also have representative of the United Nations Development Program, UNDP, ably represented here. We are yet to get the name, but I've been told the person will be joining us in a moment. And of course, the IGP, sir, you have your PROs, drawn from the 17 zonal commands of the Nigerian Police Force, the 36 state commands and the FCT Abuja, and PROs of various formations who we refer to as licensed PRO, public relations officers. They're all here, seated to listen to you as you formally open this very wonderful event. And like I informed us earlier, this particular event is live on one of our most trusted national televisions, the TV Continental, the one you refer to as TVC. We also have our various social media platforms also covering this, and we have an array of media personalities who are here, cameras at the back, cameras from the front view. They're all here to ensure that this event moves on as expected. We have senior police officers here present. We have men of the Nigerian Police Force. I remember my very humble self, SP Daniel Ndukwe. I am the Police Public Relations Officer in Enugu State Command, and I am not doing this moderation alone. I am joined in this moderation by
DSP Bamishe Sonwo is my name. I am a staff officer at the Force Public Relations Department, Force Headquarters, Abuja. Very quickly, sir, with your kind permission, we will be going into the segments of goodwill messages. And to kickstart the goodwill message would be our own professor, the DG, National Institute of Police Studies. Okay, sir. So, apologies, please. Very quickly, we will be having the opening remarks by no other person but the image maker of the biggest police force in Africa, the biggest police force of the black people, CSP Benjamin Hundeyin. A round of applause for him as he comes forward, ladies and gentlemen.
I crave our indulgence to adopt the already established protocol, but that notwithstanding, I would like to very specially recognize the presence the very gracious presence of the 22nd Indigenous Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Adeolu Egbetokun, PhD, NPM. Thank you very much, sir, for making it here today. So it is with profound gratitude and a deep sense of responsibility that I welcome you all to the 2025 edition of the annual PPRO's conference holding here at the Nigeria Police Resource Center, Abuja. First, let me express my immeasurable appreciation to the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Adeolu Egbetokun, PhD, NPM, for the rare privilege and confidence reposed in me to serve as the first public relations officer. Sir, your unwavering support for strategic communication and public engagement has redefined policing in Nigeria, and for that, we remain grateful. I also thank you most sincerely, sir, for your gracious and expedited approval of this very important conference. Your approval is not taken for granted. It is a clear demonstration of your commitment to capacity building, professionalism, and the repositioning of the Nigeria Police Force as a people-centered institution. This conference has come a long way, from Anambra in 2019, Enugu in 2020, Lagos in 2021, Oyo in 2022, Akwa Ibom in 2023, to Delta in 2024, and now proudly in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, in 2025. Each edition has left us better equipped, more united, and more determined to bridge the gap between the police and the public we serve. This year's theme, Empowering Communication, Enhancing Trust, is not just timely, it is imperative. In an era where misinformation spreads faster than truth, and public perception can make or mar institutional credibility, effective communication has become the oxygen of modern policing. We are gathered here to sharpen our skills in that regard, deepen our strategies, and recommit ourselves to telling the Nigeria police story with clarity, courage, and compassion. To every police public relations officer here today, I make this solemn promise on your behalf. By the end of this conference, we will leave here better communicators, better strategists, and better ambassadors of the Nigeria Police Force. We will do more. We will do more to project the giant strides of this administration under the leadership of IGP Kayode Adeolu Egbetokun. We will bring the police closer to the people, and together we will lead the charge against fake news, disinformation, and malicious narratives targeted at our noble institution. To achieve this, we have carefully selected the very best hands to train and inspire us, distinguished former First Public Relations officers who have walked this path before us, seasoned media practitioners, and renowned public relations experts. Their wealth of experience will illuminate our path in these 4 days. Let me also seize this opportunity to express profound gratitude to our development partners and sponsors, the United Nations Development Program, UNDP, Clean Foundation, International Alert, and Money Points for their consistent support over the years. Your belief in the transformative power of strategic communication within law enforcement continues to make gatherings like this possible. I equally acknowledge the Police Reform Secretariat and our international partners for their tireless efforts in driving police reform initiatives in Nigeria. Your collaboration remains pivotal to the new policing vision we are collectively building. Finally, IGP sir, we will not disappoint you. Under your leadership, The Nigeria Police Force is on an irreversible path of progress and public trust. We, your image makers, will continue to tell your story boldly, accurately, and professionally. We will make you proud always. On behalf of the Force Public Relations Department, I warmly welcome you once again to the opening ceremony of this all-important conference. Thank you.
Another round of applause for the Force Public Relations Officer. Thank you so much, the first PRO, and the next whose goodwill message will be receiving this moment is no other than our own, the man that is being heading the Police Reforms Secretariat, the Director General of the National Institute of Police Studies, NIPS, is no other than Professor Ogunsakin. Prof, I wouldn't know where you are. A round of applause as we encourage him for his remarks. And I know very well that professors don't talk too much. They just say it the way it is. Prof, you're most welcome, sir. There's a mic there. You're most welcome, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to stand on the sitting protocol, but that would be very difficult because we have the Inspector General of Police here and it deserves to be recognized all over again. Sir, good afternoon, sir. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, PhD, NPM. We are very happy to see you and thank you for the good work you have been doing to lead the Nigerian police forward. Thank you very much, sir. Today is another landmark in the history of Nigeria Police Public Relations Office. I remember in 2012, 13 years ago, a PRO retreat was held in Kaduna, Asa Hotel, and a lot of things have changed since 2012. Since that time, we have a young police officer by the name of Frank Imba, who was the PRO then. Today, is a great DIG, and I think it deserves a lot of applause. Since 2012, again, these are the changes that have taken place. We have a Police Act 2020, which replaced the colonial era Police Act. Then we have new zones. In 2012, we have 12 zones. Now today we have 16. In 2012, we have 6 police departments. Now we have 8 police departments, including Intelligence Department, which is the latest. The complaints mechanism within the police has embraced new technology. Before, it used to be the CPs that post PROs, but today the job rests with the first PRO, which is a big improvement. Also, we now have the Police Public Relations School. I was fortunate to be the chairman of the committee that set it up in 2016. In 2012, we did not have a police reform secretariat. For the first time since the IG took over, a lot of changes has taken place. We've undergone a lot of reforms, but we have never had a central body that coordinates all the reform activities. So to this, the credit goes to the Inspector General of Police. Thank you, sir. We still like to thank the support that we received from GS Foundation, which is funded by German government and the United Nations Development Plan, which is the lead implementation. Hello. Thank you. I thought you said as you have 1 minute, so you cut off the... Lastly, again, what we need to understand for the people sitting here, 2012 is totally different from 2025. In 2012, we did not have the social media, which has taken over everything in Nigeria and around the world. So your job in 2025, going to 2026, is quite complex. What we are looking at is a group of people that are media savvy, people that understand the impact of information. We have the responsibility today to continue the good work that has been done before, and then the legacy that the Inspector General of Police is building, which is reform, reform, reform. So on behalf of the Police Reform Secretariat, the National Institute of Police Studies, I want to say thank you for the job you are doing. And remember, to those who much is given, what do they say? Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Prof. I said it, professors are not good with long words. Their speeches used to be very short. Thank you so much, Prof. And the next on the list to be giving us his goodwill message is no other than the Country Director of International Alert, who is here present with us, Dr. Kingsley Udo. A round of applause as he comes onto the stage for his very brief and smart goodwill message. You have the mic, sir.
Do kindly permit me to stand on the already existing protocol and at the same time most respectfully celebrate our IG, a man I've seen a lot on media, and I'm meeting you and seeing you for the very first time. I think it's a privilege for me. I might come for an autograph after this. I remember when my father said to me I was going to, he kept pointing to the children in the house, and when he got to my turn, he said, "You will be a policeman." I wept like a child. I said no. Then to make things worse, my teacher, Mrs. Ehindero, whose husband later became the Inspector General of Police, said to me, this boy, you will be a policeman." I ran away from the class and didn't come back again after some time. Today I regret not listening to my father and Miss Ehindero, because I'm seeing the sharpest bunch of police officers. When we hosted you in Akwa Ibom State, people came to see what we're doing there. The color, the pomp, the pageantry, the boots were shining. It was easy to see the face and the reflection on the boots of our police officers. Honestly, as the lead in country for International Alert, a strong partner, I want to tell you wholeheartedly that our plans beyond this year has you on the very top of it. Our police reform program going on is being celebrated everywhere. I just came back from Lagos, where we had to do the success story gathering. You need to see what is coming out from police community relations. It's amazing. Stories that you can tell anywhere. We sent a whole lot of these stories to the UK, and the feedback we're getting from our sponsors is that we should continue this program and expand it to other states in the country. I want to say a final very big thank you, and I want to pledge with all my heart that we will not stop partnering with the Nigerian police force in moving forward this good relationship that we're building between the police and the community. Thank you very much.
If that's all we can do, then that's not enough. A round of applause. Congratulations, the IGP, sir. If you listen very carefully to the Country Director of International Alert, you will hear him say something very remarkable, sir. He said currently, even when he refused to join the police, he is regretting, because currently he's seeing the sharpest bunch of police officers in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I beg, we not clap on ourselves. And sir, he had made another assurance that their plans for the Nigerian police force reform beyond this year will be above the top. That means we will climb the roof, come down, we are still doing police reform with you. Thank you so much, please. Another round of applause. The Inspector General of Police, very distinguished dignitaries, ladies, gentlemen, the next to be presenting a Goodwill message is no other than a very important financial institution. In fact, it's a financial institution that I know, even in your bathroom, they will render services there. Even in the farm, while you're tilling or cultivating the soil, rest assured you find them ensuring that you do your financial activities or transaction right there. It's no other than the lead law enforcement agency team of Money Point Microfinance Bank. And you see why I say that bank, they be for farm. In the farm, wherever you can find them. It's no other than Mr. Jimmy Tanko. Mr. Jimmy Tanko, you're most welcome, sir. You have the mic.
Inspector General of Police, sir, and standing on all other established protocols, a very good morning to everyone. My name is Bemi Wawal and I lead public and media relations for Money Point. So I'm in the midst of my brothers and sisters as a fellow public relations professional. I'd like to say that on behalf of Money Point, we would like to extend our heartfelt goodwill and profound congratulations on this very pivotal gathering. Looking at the theme, empowering communications, enhancing trust, we would like to say that this theme hits at the core of what we in the financial services sector do, as well as what our distinguished police officers do, which is in building trust. And as we say that trust is the bedrock of community engagement, as well as building a thriving society. At Money Point, we understand that trust is the most valuable currency that we all have. And so, just as we empower millions of businesses across Nigeria with reliable, fast, and secure financial tools, we recognize the essential role that the police plays in empowering public safety through clarity and consistency. Respectfully, sir, I'd like to use this medium to say to everyone in the room, Money Point will always be available to support the Nigerian police in its core investigative work while deepening trust. We applaud your dedication. Thank you very much. We applaud your dedication to this vital aspect of policing, and we wish everyone in the room a highly productive and insightful event. May the deliberations we have here this morning and beyond lead to stronger and sharper communication strategies and an even more enhanced relationship with the citizens that we all serve. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. God bless you, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. That was short and simple. To give us another goodwill message will be the former Commissioner of Information of Adamawa State Council Chairman, representing the NIPR President, is no other person but Dr. Ahmed Sajo, FNIPR. A round of applause for him as he comes forward, please.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. The IGP, sir, very proud to have you seated here and very proud of the police force you are building for this country. May God continue to guide you and bless you. I would also want to very respectfully recognize the presence of the representative of my brother, the Commissioner, the Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation. He has also changed the manner government communicates with the people. Sure-footed, empathetic, honest, and straight. We're very, very proud of him. I bring you goodwill from Dr. Ike Neliaku, the National President of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations. My brother here said whether I also have strength and wealth. The strength and wealth that Ike Neliako displays is in the wealth of his professional competence. And I think I share in that also. I want to say very briefly that as a person, I have had very good and dependable allies in the police bureaus that I've served with, both in the government house as Chief Press Secretary and as Commissioner for Information. And I think the PR of Adamawa is here to be a testimony. I'm always very, very proud of him. He is an epitome of police relations with the public. The IGP, sir, the key word here is trust. I hope we all understand that the mother of trust is reputation. If you do not have a good reputation, you will not have trust. And even your truth will not be believed by anybody. So build a very good reputation, you have trust. Trust, reputation is not a foster mother to trust. It is the birth mother of trust. And I believe that quite a number of the police PROs that I have come across are people of impeccable character and reputation. And I believe perhaps that's the reason why we believe them when they issue statements. And I think they should build on that. Before I leave this place, let me plead with the resource persons and all of us that are going to discuss here. First and foremost, let us understand that the era of fake news has been taken to the next level by the introduction of artificial intelligence, AI. We have to find ways to address the damages that AI-generated fake news is causing to the public space. And finally, every spokesperson, I speak as a council member of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, the regulatory body for spokespersons in Nigeria, that every spokesperson should have what I call the 7 C's. C number 1, competence. C number 2, confidence. C number 3, capacity. C number 4, conviction. C number 5, character. And then C, the last C, is critical thinking. When you ask questions, don't just take the answers for granted, but question the answers themselves. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Thank you very much, sir. AI-generated fake news is a full-blown war, and the commanders to fight the battle are the ones here. Very shortly, I'll be inviting the Minister of Information, Honorable Muhammad Idris Malagi, who is ably represented by Ms. Oluwatosin for the Goodwill message. A round of applause for her as she comes forward, ladies and gentlemen. Please don't stop clapping till she gets up. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Agbetokun, distinguished resource persons and participants, ladies and gentlemen, I will be reading the message from the Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation, Muhammad Idris, FNA, NIPR. I'm delighted to join you this morning at the opening of this very important capacity building workshop for public relations officers of the Nigerian Police Force. I thank the Inspector General of Police for the kind invitation and for prioritizing strategic communication as a pillar of effective policing in Nigeria. The theme of this workshop, strategic communication for enhanced public trust and effective policing in Nigeria, is not only timely but essential in an era where public confidence in institutions is paramount. The role of the police public relations officers transcends mere information dissemination. You are the bridge between the force and the citizens, the voice that clarifies, assures, and engages. The Nigerian police force plays a critical role in maintaining peace, security, and order. However, without effective communication, even the best efforts can be misunderstood. Your work in shaping narratives, managing perceptions, and fostering transparency is crucial in building and sustaining public trust. This workshop presents a significant step towards harmonizing communication strategies across all commands and formations. It reaffirms the commitment of the police leadership to professionalism, accountability, and community-oriented policing. The Ministry of Information is strongly aligned with this vision. We recognize that effective communication is the bedrock of good governance and national cohesion. We are committed to supporting initiatives that promote transparency, dialogue, and trust between government and the people. To the participants here present, I encourage you to seize this opportunity to learn, share experiences, and develop new skills. The knowledge you gain here will not only enhance your professional competence, but will also empower you to become more proactive, empathetic, and strategic in your engagements with the public. Let us remember that every press statement, every community interaction, and every media engagement is an opportunity to reinforce the values of integrity, service, and respect that the Nigerian Police Force stands for. I commend the Inspector General of Police for this laudable initiative and assure you of the Ministry's continued partnership in advancing a communication culture that promotes trust, safety, and national unity. I wish you a successful and impactful workshop. Thank you, and may God bless the Nigerian Police Force. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
A round of applause for the Minister of Information. Thank you so much, Ma. While she was presenting her Goodwill message, we received the presence then Superintendent of Immigration, A.R. McBra. Please, you're most welcome. A round of applause for her. The very woman who's been waiting. The very moment we've been waiting for is here, but we'll be taking just a few seconds off. Please, camera, if it's possible, let your camera leave this podium as of this moment. Let's fix it a little, as we'll be receiving the #1 police officer in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Let's fix that as fast as possible. Thank you so much. But you'll recall when the minister was making his presentation, he gave a charge to the police public relations officer, reminding them that their duties transcend mere information dissemination. It goes beyond that to build the bridge between the police and the public, and more importantly, to ensure that trust is built between the Nigeria Police Force and the good people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, regardless of where your top duty is as a police public relations officer. Once again, a round of applause for the Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation. A round of applause, please. Let's be fast about that, please. Let's be fast. At this point in time, very distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be having a man who, if you recall, when he assumed duty as the one in charge of the entire police force in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he made a very bold statement of having inherited a force that was battered. But as a man that is very intentional in ensuring that the needful was done, he didn't succumb to what he met. He moved on from there by ensuring that the system he met battered was bettered on a daily basis. Because it will be an error for you to meet something not working very well, and you never made any contribution to ensure that there's an improvement beyond what you met on ground. He didn't stop with recognizing and identifying the fact that the system was battered, but he had intentionally ensured that the system he met battered is bettered daily. And to do this, he assured the entire good people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, through his policing vision and mission statement, that he was going to enthrone in this country a policing system that is professionally competent, one that is service-driven, one that is rule of law compliant, and above all, one that is people-friendly. That is what he assured us. That is what he declared he was going to do. On a daily basis, he has ensured that that is done. It's on that note that I crave your indulgence, very distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, to invite for his opening remarks and declaring this very wonderful conference open, the 22nd Indigenous Inspector General of Police, Federal Republic of Nigeria, IGP Olukayode Adeolu Egbetukun, holder, Nigerian Police Medal, Doctor of Philosophy, the Inspector General of Police, IGP Olukayode Adeolu Egbetukun. Please, sir, your welcome address and opening of this conference. If that clapping is not done, then it's not encouraging.
Thank you, Police Band. Can we please have our seats? Your Excellency, the Honorable Minister of Information, Honorable Mohammed Idris Malagi, ably represented here by Ms. Oluwatosin Lawal, representatives of service chiefs here present, the President, Chairman of Council, National Institute of Public Relations, ably represented by Council Member Dr. Ahmed Sajo, former Commissioner for Information of Adamawa State, the Director General, National Institute of Police Studies, Professor Olu Ogunshakin, Country Director, International Alert, Dr. Kingsley Udo, the National Chairman, Police Community Relations Committee, ably represented by Ambassador Wada Sadiq, Deputy National Vice Chairman North, Assistant Inspector General of Police retired, Tunji Alakpeni, NPM MNI, the Provost, Police Public Relations School, Abuja, CP retired, Dr. Emmanuel Ojuku, and other resource persons here present, our other invited special guests here present, senior police officers here present, conference participants, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor and privilege to welcome you all to the opening ceremony of the 2025 Nigeria Police Force Public Relations Officers Conference. This annual convergence of our public relations officers is not merely a routine calendar event. It is a strategic national engagement, a critical platform for strengthening our collective capacity to engage the public, shape narratives constructively, and deepen trust between the police and the citizens we are sworn to serve. Across the world, The success and legitimacy of policing are no longer defined by operational capacity alone. They are increasingly determined by public trust, transparency, and the quality of communication between the police and the public. In this regard, your role as public relations officers is not peripheral. It is central to institutional performance and to the credibility of the Nigerian police force. The public relations function of the Nigerian police has become a frontline operational instrument in the security environment where information warfare, misinformation, disinformation, and perception management have become major challenges. The battle for the mind is now as critical as the battle against crime. And you, our public relations officers, stand as commanders on the front line of that battle. We live in an era where policing thrives not merely on patrols and enforcement, but on transparency, accountability, and public cooperation. Our legitimacy is shaped by how we are seen, how we are understood, and how we communicate. The voice of the force is your voice. The story of the force is the story you craft and tell. Your responsibility, therefore, is not only powerful, it is indispensable. I salute you for your resilience, courage, and doggedness. Day after day, you navigate a highly volatile and fast-moving information environment. Fighting misinformation, responding to crises in real time, countering hostile narratives, and defending the truth with professionalism and tact. You work under immense pressure, yet you continue to stand firm. For this, the leadership and the entire Nigerian police force are proud of you. This conference offers us a unique opportunity to refine and reinforce uniformity of messaging across the nation. You must speak with one coherent voice, accurate, factual, and timely, reflecting one vision, one standard, and one unshakable commitment to service. Fragmented messaging weakens institutional authority, but coherent messaging strengthens it. Some of you here today have received recognition, awards, and commendations for exemplary performance in your public relations duties. Those honors were not symbolic or ceremonial. They were clear demonstrations of our resolve to motivate, professionalize, and elevate our public communication architecture. I assure you that this support will not only continue, we are going to expand it. We are deliberately investing in modern communication infrastructure, digital tools, and capacity building programs to empower you to dominate the information space responsibly and effectively. We are strengthening public relations units nationwide with improved staffing, including the recently approved postings of public relations officers across commands and formations, and we are granting more operational autonomy to make your work more efficient, responsive, and impactful. As custodians of the public image of the Nigerian police force, your responsibilities go far beyond issuing press releases. You are strategic advisors to commands on communication, managers of stakeholders' relationships, coordinators of crisis communication, and defenders of the institutional reputation of the force. Your work directly influences how our operations are perceived and whether our efforts translate into public confidence. In an age where silence is interpreted, hesitation is judged, and narrative vacuums are exploited, you must be prepared not only to speak, but to speak with purpose. Not only to clarify, but to engage. Not only to respond, but to lead. A simple, unguided statement can erode months of operational success, while a single well-crafted message, timely, factual, and emphatic, can calm tension, avert crisis, and end public trust. I must particularly charge you to take firm strategic hold of the social media space. It must not be a battlefield where the force is constantly on the defensive. It must become a tool in your hands. an instrument of truth, reputation protection, public enlightenment, and confidence building. We must lead conversations, not chase them. We must frame narratives, not merely react to them. There is a growing trend of misinformation circulating across digital platforms. Old videos resurfaced as recent events, edited images presented as truth, and misleading narratives deliberately crafted to distort public perception. No public institution in Nigeria has suffered more reputational damage from misinformation than the Nigerian police force. While we must acknowledge that it is neither strategic nor feasible for the Inspector General of Police or the force leadership to respond to every distorted claim or sensational falsehood, silence is no more the option. The responsibility lies with you, the public relations officers across commands and formations, to respond swiftly, accurately, and responsibly at the point where such misinformation emerges. You are the first line of defense in the information ecosystem, and your vigilance, clarity, and professionalism are critical to ensuring that misinformation does not become accepted reality. The Nigerian police force is undergoing reforms, wide, deep, and people-focused. These reforms are anchored on fairness, service excellence, accountability, respect for human rights, and partnership with communities. You are the torchbearers of this reform narrative. It is your duty to interpret these reforms to the public clearly and to ensure that officers within the system understand and internalize them. Your duty is not limited to communicating our enforcement achievements or crime statistics. You must also tell the stories of compassion, service, and sacrifice. Stories of officers who rescue, who mediate, who mentor, who protect. Nigerians must see the human face of policing. They must hear about the officer who goes beyond the call of duty to save a life or restore peace. This is how we gradually rebuild and sustain trust. I therefore charge you to be proactive, not reactive. Do not wait for misinformation to dominate the space before you respond. Anticipate issues, prepare credible narratives, and engage early. Where false narratives emerge, issue swift, factual, and respectful rebuttals. Communicate with evidence, not with assumptions. Every message you issue must be accurate, verified, clear, and consistent with our core values. Confidentiality in sensitive cases must remain sacrosanct. In our quest to be transparent, we must never compromise investigations, jeopardize prosecutions, endanger victims, or expose operational strategies. Professional discretion is a hallmark of credible communication. You must always find the right balance between openness and operational security. Your work must reflect the ethics of the profession: decency, integrity, fairness, empathy, and responsibility. As public relations officers, you cannot afford to be careless with words, indifferent to facts, or dismissive of public concerns. You stand in a delicate space where every statement can either build confidence or fuel suspicion. I encourage you to build and sustain strong, constructive relationships with journalists, media houses, civil society organizations, community leaders, and international partners. Collaboration amplifies impact. Partnership strengthens credibility. Mutual respect facilitates cooperation. We must see the media not as adversaries, but as partners in the project of public enlightenment and national security. Internal communication is equally critical. Officers at all ranks must understand reforms, directives, expectations, and new institutional standards. You must be champions of morale, internal motivation, and knowledge-driven engagement within the force. A well-informed officer is better positioned to serve the public, respect procedure, and represent the institution honorably. As we deepen reforms and strengthen operational capacity, the way we communicate will increasingly determine how we are perceived at home and abroad. We must continue to adopt modern communication strategies, data-driven messaging, audience segmentation, targeted campaigns, multilingual outreach, and proper use of audiovisual content to reach diverse communities in a relatable manner. This conference is therefore a strategic platform for learning, alignment, and renewal. Over the next sessions, you will reflect on contemporary trends in public communication, digital media and dynamics, crisis response, stakeholder management, and needs of our people. Together, we will strengthen the bond between the police and the public. Together, we will build trust through transparency, accountability, and genuine engagement. Together, we will secure Nigeria not only through our operational strength, but through our ability to communicate with wisdom, humility, and vision. On this note, it is my singular honor and privilege to formally declare open the 2025 Annual Conference of Public Relations Officers of the Nigerian Police Force. May your deliberations be productive, your insights be profound, and your outcomes be transformative for our great institution and our dear country. Thank you. God bless the Nigerian Police Force and the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
If that clapping is for the MCs, I will understand. But if it's for the #1 police officer, Federal Republic of Nigeria, then I expect the PROs who have listened very keenly to the presentation made to give a very resounding clapping ovation to the 22nd Indigenous Inspector General of Police. A round of applause, please. Thank you so much, the Inspector General of Police, IGP Olukayode Adielu Egbetukun, PhD, NPM, for that very reassuring address and the opening of this wonderful event. As we begin to wind down, we'll have just a couple of activities to perform before we eventually call it quit for this opening ceremony.